everyone, it's Siobhan here. Today's video is going to be a number of things. In it, I'm going to be doing a review and a demo of two cool products that were sent to me by Ionic, and it's a hairdryer and a professional 1-inch curling iron. A little disclaimer here, I'm not being paid for the video, but the company did send me these products for free, and I have to say thank you. I am a professional hairdresser here in New York City, and I do a lot of freelance. I am constantly buying and adding things and putting them into my kit. I've been doing a lot of bridal hair this summer, and I have to tell you, I burn through curling irons like crazy. So I'm excited to have these really high quality, wonderful professional tools now in my arsenal of stuff that I use when I go out and work on clients. So I figured while I'm reviewing them, why don't I show you how I blow dry my hair in preparation for these videos and share some of my tips. As you can see, my hair is super wet and it's pinned up and it's ready to be blown out. So I'm going to show you the tool that was sent to me by this lovely and very gracious company. Thank you guys again. This is the Ionic Pro Ultralight Speed Dryer, and I just scanned it into my Amazon app and it comes up as $227.70. Which is obviously a lot of money, but when you are doing hairdressing work as often as I am, it's always smart to invest in quality tools. This is my twin turbo 3800, and this is the tool that I use on nearly all of my guests. I also use this in my own hair. We started off at school with Solano, I want to say 3200s, which were really great, but as we progressed and we started to have clients with different kinds of hair, we all felt that this was a better tool because it's a lot hotter and it works through curls and frizz at a faster rate. So if you walk into any salon here in New York City, you're probably going to come across at least one stylist who is using a twin turbo. And it's an Italian-made tool and it's really, really great. And I will say that this too was somewhere around the $300 mark. I guess it's like any kind of artistry, like painters use really fancy paintbrushes and hairstylists will use really fancy hair dryers. This one here looks pretty fancy to me too, so let's open it up and take a look and see if it matches up in terms of efficiency and quality with my twin turbo. I love the box that it comes in. It comes with a nice attachment and like a little bag, I guess, to carry it in. Let's get this all out of the plastic. This is cool. It comes with a little envelope that has some instructional information on how to use the hairdryer. I guess that's something to hold on to, and it also has like a little bit of a warranty here too. And there is a cool little bag to keep it in. I like to put my nozzle in straight like this. Some people prefer it like this, and some people prefer not to use a nozzle at all. From what I can see, it has 3 settings. It has high, medium, and low, an off button, and then of course this is the cool. Well, let's turn it on and see how it works. Well, one of the things that I hear a lot of hairdressers talk about is finding the perfect hairdryer that will make the least amount of noise. So this is what my twin turbo sounds like. So it's pretty loud, and this is supposed to be one of the more quiet ones. And let's hear this one. Okay, so they're both kind of the same in terms of noise, but this one definitely sounds a little different from this. Before every hair video that I make, I prep my hair, and a lot of times the reason I kind of blow dry or straighten my hair is because I have a bit of a wave, and I feel like when I have a clean, smooth base, it's easier for my viewers to see what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. So I've left my hair up in these clips. It's not sopping wet, but it's still pretty damp. I'm going to pull it down so you can see like a little bit frizzy, and maybe just for the purposes of demonstration, I'm going to spray it down and make it even more wet. I always go through it with a tangle teaser, just makes it easier for me to begin blow drying it out. So at this stage, I'm ready to go. I'm going to begin with a rough dry. I'm not putting any product into my hair because think about it, my cuticle is soaking, it's full of water. Any product that I put on it won't penetrate the hair. It'll just kind of sit there, maybe it'll weigh it down, maybe it'll just burn off completely. So what I'm gonna do instead, get it dry till it's about 80%, and then I'll take the round brush to it. I've only had it on for about 2 minutes and it's been on medium, and I can tell that it's already sort of pulled out a lot of the moisture from my hair, but I do have sort of fine, not very curly or textured hair. So I'm going to turn it up to high and see if this might be a tool that girls with curly or textured hair could use as well. I definitely know that if you have really coarse hair, the twin turbo is for you, but let's see if the Ionic will do it too. We're on high. I've been using this now for a couple of minutes and I can tell you that it's definitely effective. My hair is almost 80% dry, and I have a couple other thoughts. One is the cool button here. You know how on some hair dryers there's a cool button and you have to kind of hold it if you want to have a continuous blast of cold air? That doesn't seem to be the case with this hair dryer. You just kind of click the button in and it blasts cool air until you click the button out, and then it goes back to warm. I did start off on medium. I bumped it up to high. As soon as I did that, my hair started to dry a little bit faster. I don't think the heat feels as hot as my twin turbo. I don't know if that's just me. I'm just so used to the other tool. It's definitely hot. I did hold it on one particular spot on my scalp for a minute just to see if it would give me a burn. I didn't feel that, so maybe that's part of the reason why this is such a high quality tool. It doesn't burn. If you're ever blow drying someone's hair and you're using a hot heat tool like this, just keep the air moving, and that's how you prevent the burn. And that's how you prevent the burn on your own scalp as well. And in terms of like the weight, I'm not a hairdresser that cradles my blow dryer. Some of my classmates used to do this, my instructor did. I always grip it by the handle, but it's definitely very light. I could see myself being able to use this tool on someone and not feel a cramp in my arm, so that's kind of nice. Now I'm at a point where my hair is dry enough for me to put a round brush to it, so I am going to just divide it in half and pin the top up out of the way. My sections here are never like straight or perfect, because it kind of doesn't matter to me since all of my hair will be dry at the end of this. But this is the point during which you can put your product in, because your cuticle is now a little bit more dry. So I tend to put in maybe 2 to 3 products, and that's because my hair is very fine. I don't want to weigh it down. It's usually a combination of some sort of heat protect and then whatever hairstyling product I'm going to be using today. I have a couple of different heat protects that I'm going to show you. I have 2 different Tresemes. These are like Old Faithfuls. You find them in every drugstore. I have the red one, the purple one, and then I have Aveda's Brilliant, but the other one that I do use is Garnier Fructis, and I think the reason that I have this is because this is one of Heather's favorites, and as soon as she kind of talked about it in one of her videos, I was like, I'm gonna try it out. And I do like this one a lot. In terms of the other product that I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be doing Aveda's Confixer. This is a liquid gel. It's a very lightweight gel. I know that that might seem scary to some of you who have fine sort of hair like me. Just use a tiny little bit and it really does kind of push down all flyaways and frizzies. I really love this. I've used this on several clients and on myself. This is a CP Creative Pro Ultra Ceramic Ion round brush, and this is the thing that I use on myself every day. I have obviously a set of tools I use on guests. I kind of feel like it's not professional for me to use the tools that are in my kit on myself, unless maybe it's like a heat tool. When it comes to brushes, I always sanitize them after every client and I just tuck them away. So this is the one that I use, and you can see it's really beat up. It has a bunch of hair on it, and that brings me to my next point. If you see steam coming off of your hair, don't panic. That's a combination of water and product coming off your hair as it's drying. What you need to look out for is smell. So if you smell something burning, put down your hair dryer, put down your brush, look at your hair, and give it a break for a second until you find the source of the smell. Sometimes, and this is because I'm lazy, I don't clean this brush as much, and that can be problematic in that this hair that's wrapped around my brush has been there now. It's not on my head, it's not attached to me anymore. I'm not taking care of it like I'm taking care of the hair on my head. The hair dryer will heat it up and sometimes it'll make that burning smell. So it always pays to clean your brushes. That way you don't confuse any potential burning smells with stupid hair on your brush and the real hair on your head. You need to get your roots dry. If you don't get your roots dry, the blowout is a total waste of time. So the most important part to dry is always going to be right at the scalp, the roots. Then the length and the ends will come sort of naturally. So when you're bringing the brush through, one of the ways that you will feel like your hair is dry is you see how the brush is kind of catching my hair and I'm sort of pulling. When it's totally dry, it just slips off the brush. But you always have to get the root dry first. It has to be dry. I tend to like my hair straight. I don't really put a wave or a curl at the end. That would be for another video. So today I'm just going to show you how I make my hair straight. I also like to put the brush into my hair sideways like this. It helps me to reach the root a little bit faster, get it a little closer. It'll just be up to you on how you hold your brush. When I'm working on someone else, I tend to hold my brush horizontally, whereas when I'm working on myself, it's just easier for me to hold it vertically. First, heat protect. Always the focus being mostly on the ends. Now my confixer. I'm just going to use the tiniest of drops, and again, I'm going to concentrate it from the mid-lengths to the ends. So far so good. It's giving me the same results as the Twin Turbo. I can tell you it feels really good. My hair isn't like heating up or getting super hot or feeling burnt, which is nice. When I'm working on paying guests, I oftentimes make very specific partings while I'm doing a blowout. But on myself, I'm lazy and I tend to do just about 3. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Nothing really super fancy. I've got one more section to go and then I should be done. I have to say that I am breezing through this blowout. Normally it takes a little longer for my hair to dry and it's going pretty quickly, so I'm super pleased with how efficient this tool appears to be. Sometimes when I put my hair in the opposite direction of which it falls, I get a little bit of a bump of volume, so that's kind of when I'm drawing it to the other side of my head. I'll also pull it straight out like this. And if I'm feeling like I want a lot, I would pull it straight up and forward. But that's kind of hard for me to do on myself. I have to say that I am pretty impressed with this hairdryer. My hair is smooth, it's also really shiny, and I think that it's dry. I've been running my fingers through it, my roots feel dry, my mid-lengths and ends feel dry. What do you guys think? I think that this is pretty smooth. This looks like my normal starting point when I'm about to do a hair video. It's nice and sleek. It's not overly straightened, like, you know, when you use a flat iron, it sort of takes all the volume out of your hair. That's why I like to blow dry instead of flat iron. I feel like I have enough volume so that my hair doesn't look super flat. It doesn't feel burned, it didn't make a weird smell, and it took all the moisture out in a relatively short amount of time, so I'm happy with this tool. Now I'm gonna move on to the curling iron. This is a 1-inch pro curling iron by the same company, Ionic. I am really excited to have this because my 1-inch curling iron recently burned out during a bridal shower. I scanned it into my Amazon app to see how much it costs, and it came up as $130, which I know is pricey. I don't want to sound like a snob because I've definitely found tools in really cheap places that have been super inexpensive and have been amazing. I actually have a waiver that I got from Conair in Target for 15 bucks and it's like my favorite thing. But every once in a while, if you really care about your hair or you're getting ready for some sort of fancy event, it does in fact pay to have at least one high quality tool in your arsenal of hair stuff. I'm excited to see if this is worth the price. The outside of the box is really beautiful. I love the packaging. So I'm going to open it up and I can already tell that this is going to be a great tool just from the size of the barrel. I always have trouble finding barrels that are long enough for my long hair, let alone the long hair of some of the ladies that I work on. One thing that I'm noticing right as I'm like kind of taking it out of the box is that on the cord there's a piece of Velcro here so that you can wrap up your wire, and that's something that I learned in cosmetology school. I think a lot of us ladies have this tendency to sort of just, when we're done with our heat tools, kind of wrap the wire around it. That's actually one of the worst things you can do because you can damage your wire and your heat tool won't work for as long as it should. I know that I've definitely been guilty of that. So one of the things you should try to use if you have this on your heat tool is this cool and convenient little Velcro strap. It did come with a set of instructions again. What I can see from this so far, obviously this is the power button. There is a plus sign and a minus sign. I'm going to take it that that means heat, whether we're going hotter or cooler. Here on the side it kind of gives you the temperatures 250, 280, 320, 360, 390, 430. Those seem pretty standard to me. I'm starting at 250. I'm gonna go all the way to 360 and I'm gonna let that heat up. I'm doing bridal hair, which is basically my favorite thing in the whole world. I usually have a few tools right in front of me. Obviously any kind of curling irons, and sometimes you're gonna need 3 different sized barrels, 2 different sized barrels depending on the style that you're going to be creating. Today I'm just going to be using the 1-inch. You also need tons and tons of hairspray. So my favorite in the whole world is probably Aveda's Control Force. This is like hair glue. I love this stuff, but I also use their sort of lightweight air control, and this sometimes helps to make the curls appear a little bit softer. I often will have a rat tail comb and then a bunch of pin curl clips. And in terms of heat protect, I switch from my sort of liquid heat protect protect to a sort of more like aerosol. This is Living Proof's weightless heat protect, and this is what I use when my hair is dry, because if I were to spray this into my hair now, I'd kind of just destroy this blowout that I just took some time to create. Now, it's kind of debatable amongst me and some of my colleagues about whether or not you should hairspray the hair first and then curl, or curl and then hairspray, or hairspray during the curling. I think it's kind of up to whatever stylist is working that day and what they think will hold the best. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do because I've never used this iron before. So I'm just going to make some sections and see how it goes. Now, this is not a Marcel iron. It definitely has a spring, which is really, really helpful. And it's not a wand, even though I'm going to use it like that at the top of my head right now. All of my hair is curled except for what's here at the nape of my neck. This is called the safety section, and I am going to curl it, but I am not going to use any pin curl clips. I'm just going to let the curls cool and relax, and this is so I won't lose any of my length back here. You can see that it put more of a wave into my hair than like a traditional sort of spiral curl, and that is of course because this is a 1-inch barrel and it is a little bit wider than what I usually use in my own hair, at least. This is an amazing tool. It was such a pleasure to use. It went by so quickly. As I said, the barrel itself is super long, so it can contain a lot more hair than some of the other ones that I've worked with in the past. There is a point at the tip where you can put your fingers. It's cool there. And it is really, really hot, so you have to be careful not to burn yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed my video today and the tips that I put forward. Hopefully there are things that you will be able to use when you're styling your own hair. And I know that the products that I showcased in this video today are relatively expensive in comparison to other things that you can buy, but they are super high quality. I really like them. I absolutely would recommend these to any fellow stylists or even to normal friends who are just styling their hair in their bathroom like I have today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and again, thank you so much to Ionic for sending me these two amazing tools. They will not be wasted. I'm going to add them to my kit, and I can't wait to use them on some of my guests. Alright, until next time guys, I hope you have fun, and I will see you later. Bye!